Hey YouTube. Hold that thought. After this, I only have one more hot pocket left. So I'm on my last hot pocket. Yeah. And it's pretty much just sandwiches after that. So I definitely do go to the grocery store when I get paid. So. Well, last video I talked about bullying, and the main topic and the main focus was bullying. Okay. But briefly I mentioned some of the issues that might have caused bullying and mass murder and suicide and serial killers and all that. And sometimes the parents are always to blame in those cases. Sometimes for whatever reason the kids just fucked up. They had outstanding parents. For a reason the kid just snaps. They say it's not bad parenting. Well, the thing is, I disagree with that. I mean, they can be awesome parents as far as taking care of their kid and shit. But the thing is your son and or daughter are showing red flags of wanting to hurt people, and you don't do anything about it, that's bad parenting. Because then it's too late, then someone gets killed, and the fucking media's got their cameras on you, and you go and you blame the mass media for your son or daughter's and or daughter's actions. Sometimes it ain't the parents though. Sometimes it's just people not trying hard enough. Sung Wee Cho, the man who showed up at Virginia Tech with the pistols and all that, had disturbing writing and social awkward and shit like that. Very angry individual, and he was asked to attend counseling for some of his anger issues, and he refused. And because of that, a lot of people are dead in what is got to be the biggest school shooting in the history of America. So sometimes it's up to the parents. I can agree to that and disagree at the same time. Sometimes it's just a lack of caring or trying. So yeah, I got off work several hours ago, and I slept a little bit. I need to sleep, so I have the day off today, so it's about 5:38 in the morning. also have some cereal too and very little milk, so, and I got some Pop-Tarts, so I got some food to carry me by until Wednesday when I get paid. There was a guy in the 1980s over in Soviet Russia. The wall had just fallen, and I'm trying to remember his name. In fact, go to YouTube and see if we can find him. You look at cases like Jack the Ripper, for instance. And a lot of that was, all of it was pretty much his fault. He had a lot of issues, you know, with love and stuff like that. And his girlfriend cheated on him and was a hooker and all this other shit, and it just pissed him off severely to the point where he's gutting hookers out for shits and giggles. And the only reason he's able to get away with it is because back then there wasn't the technology we have today with the forensics labs and all that. So. There was one time I was at Walmart and they had a game for your PC that you could buy. It was on CD-ROM called Ripper, and it was in like a little case that was blue. And basically, you have to be Jack the Ripper, go around murdering a bunch of women. Yeah. I was doing a game called School Shooter that was taken off the website because it was too politically incorrect. At the time it was made, it was too much like Columbine, they said. Same weapons, except for the sawed off side by side, and they were saying things like, well, some people asked, well, what was the difference between that and a shooting game like Call of Duty? And well, the difference was they were saying that Call of Duty, you were shooting people, yes, but at the same time they weren't defenseless. They were just they were soldiers shooting you back. Versus the school shooter game, it's just people standing around doing nothing, waiting to die, and it was, yeah. Sometimes when we experience a tragedy like a school shooting or a mass murder or whatever it may be, nations panic and overreact, and they crack down on people who make video games and shit like that, and it's not the video game's fault. Now, in some ways, violent video games can be therapeutic. They can be. You get to act out your fantasies without actually doing it, so in a way it's like, yeah, like I said, acting out your fantasies and actually doing it, but not getting in trouble for it. the thing is, Shaq Guy's supposed to stay in the game, not enter the real world, you know what I'm saying? Some people can't distinguish that, so they go off and do something stupid and crazy, like kill a bunch of people, and so you end up with shootings and shit. I think people see their game collection, you know, Grand Theft Auto, school shooter, Resident Evil, Saints Row, games like that, you know, and very violent, very brutal shooter games, and people go, well, we could just blame this person for his actions, but the truth is, it doesn't create, you know, I think some of it too is just looking for someone to blame other than the person who did it, because it doesn't justify people's anger for whatever reason. Just looking at all these serial killers and what they did, and some pretty sick fucks out there. I mean, mentally disturbed. I'll be right back. Look, Ma, I'm a serial killer. Get it? Serial killer? Okay, that was a really bad pun. I apologize. Not. No. I just stabs a box of Frosted Flakes there. Okay, all really horrible puns aside, what's his name? His name is Andrew Chikatilo. That's what I'm thinking of. I want to watch it here and you guys can...
Rostov-on-Don, Russia, October 1982. A special task force is desperately searching for a serial killer.
Okay, I'm not going to watch the entire thing, but I'll provide a link for it in the description box below. This twisted fuck, basically, he found children, men, women, whoever. He killed them and he'd mutilate their corpses. He'd chop off the genitalia and shit like that. And Jeffrey Dahmer is no different as far as sickness if it goes on. Jeffrey Dahmer was a modern day Hannibal Lecter, so to speak. he murdered gay men. He'd chop up their corpses and eat them, or he'd have sex with them, and then he'd chop up and eat them.
The crimes of Jeffrey Dahmer made the world cringe. 17 murders. Cannibalism. Sex with the dead. A man who made his Milwaukee apartment into a violent and erotic death chamber.
One thing led to another. It took more and more deviant type behaviors to satisfy my urges.
I'll put a link for this one too in the description box. Let's see here. Let me read some of the comments here. Oh, for God's sake, every serial killer documentary has a religious debates going on in the comments. Talk about Jeff, for God's sake, just shut up about God. No shit. But you know what? Seriously. I agree with that. What justable God would let sick fucks like Jeffrey Dahmer and Chikatilo, you know, exist and get away with what they get away with? And to a certain point, because they did get caught, obviously, otherwise they'd still be doing it. Those guys are Doritos too. Damn. So, yeah. And it really just, it makes you think. One thing I'm passionate about it is what they do, what makes them tick, what makes them want to do what they do. And a lot of people, it's a morbid curiosity. Oh, a serial killer, what do you do? Oh, he did this, and this, and this. Oh my God! Why? So you watch the video. I think religion in itself is one of the biggest controversies because of how many religions there are out there and how many people are for or against certain religions based off their extremist views. And YouTube is a prime example of that. You get someone who's a devout atheist and someone who's a devout Catholic or Christian, and they happen to meet in the comment section, and fuck, dude. One side's going, God's not really gonna say this. He is too, but he loves you all the same. But then you're going to hell for your sins because you need to repent and blah blah blah. And it's stupid shit like that. And quite frankly, it's like you missed the point of the video. The video wasn't whether God does or doesn't exist. It was about something. And if it was, then fine. But every other video you see some stupid asshole causing a religious debate when 9 times out of 10 the video is not about religion or God or any of that. It's just about something completely different and completely random. Say it's a video about let's just say it's a video about Smurfs, you know, the blue dudes, right? And someone leaves a comment, well, God doesn't exist, you know, whatever, and then the video sparks a religious debate. That video and that comment, because of that, does that. To the point where the owner of that video has to delete the comments because people won't shut the fuck up about it. Dahmer O is part of a complete breakfast for the breakfast for the serial killer and you. Well, now you can kill your appetite with Dahmer O's. There's a prize inside, which is inside. Oh my God, it's a human finger! Awesome! Okay, that was tasteless. Okay, those jokes I just made were grim as fuck and really dark and disturbing. But sometimes in life you gotta find a sense of humor in it, you know? It helps. I mean, if you're depressed about it or angry about it, you know? And some people don't share my sense of humor, so I go off on YouTube with my random jokes, and some people get offended by them because they're what you call PC or politically correct. Says Gene Simmons rocking out at the Guitar Hero something. I typed in Ed Gein. This has nothing to do with Ed Gein and the serial killer. Wow. Fucking YouTube. Oh, S Gein. Oops. There we go. I accidentally had S instead of D. There we go. Ed Gein, part 1 of 6. Ed Gein was actually the one, was one of those serial killers. There was the one that a lot of your modern day slashers are based off of, like Leatherface, for instance, was based off Ed Gein. This documentary in 6 parts, so all of our links for all the videos here. You have to watch them if you want. And what did Ed Gein do? Pretty much makes the other three look tame. Some people had speculated if he had sex with his victims' corpses, but that much wasn't obvious, but it's irrelevant to the point. This guy was a sick, twisted fuck. Plain and simple. Going back to the commenter who had said that every serial killer video is a religious debate. It just so happens that Ed Gein's mother was an extremist religious woman. And Ed Gein had a brother, a father, I think, I don't remember. I knew at one point that he lived with his mother and his other brother. His other brother died, and just him and his mother. And I think his father might have died or something like. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen these documentaries. The bag used to be full. But I had about half. Saved for later. Stephanie had half. You got it right here. So, yeah. This is a family size bag. And when I was a kid, I can go through an entire bag of these in one sitting. Fucking love Doritos. Best damn chip right here ever. Also like Pringles, you know, the pizza Pringles are pretty damn good, but that's completely off topic. And the bag is officially empty. Oh, that's my grocery list. How we get paid. Oh, 10-second rules. There's one left on the floor. But anyway, going back to the serial killers and all that. Stop and examine what makes them tick, and there's some who are still alive, like Charles Manson, for instance, Helter Skelter. Something, a case note of interest, as far as Charles Manson goes, was the fact that he's a musician, and I've heard him sing, and he's pretty good, actually. This isn't a Charles Manson documentary I saw on YouTube. They actually played the Manson family songs for the documentary, and he wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. I thought he was a decent singer. But because he was, you know what I'm saying, people didn't take him too seriously. Just some random hippie, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's how it was back then. And apparently someone stole his song and his lyrics and kind of changed it around a bit. That's ironic as fuck, is that Charles Manson was listening to a song by the Beatles and he twisted it into his own prophecy, if you will. So, yeah. A little ironic, but the irony is they both involve music, good music from the 60s and 70s. Yeah. Both as, yeah. And in the documentary, they mentioned Charles Manson getting ripped off for his music, and they even played some of his music on a record and gave him and his family the credit for it. But the way our society views serial killers as sickos and freaks and all that, and perfectly understandable, especially if you're a victim of one of their crimes, if you've lost a family member to their sick, twisted deeds. Some of these serial killers, if you actually listen to what they have to say, throw all the crimes and everything they did aside and listen to what they have to say. Some things these people have to say are actually rather intelligent. This goes back to judgmental society. Now, say for example you have a man on the corner of the street wearing a tinfoil hat preaching about God, the end of the world, and all this other shit. People are gonna go, whatever, he's wearing a tinfoil hat, he smells like booze, and he's kind of a loser. Okay, so no one's gonna take him seriously. Now you take a more well-to-do member of society, he's probably a pastor at the church, then people are going to take him more seriously because he's a well-to-do member of the community and he makes money. The more money you make, the more people take you seriously. And I know it's unfortunate, it really is. Maybe if I was a rich asshole, people would take me seriously. No, they wouldn't. I would care otherwise less because, see, even if I had a bunch of money, I wouldn't let it change who I am. You know what I'm saying? And the studio apartment is actually a lot bigger than you think. It's really nice, actually. It's got a spacey kitchen, and the bathroom's tiny, but everything else is just I don't know, it's just cozy. I like it. But again, I'm getting off topic. What makes serial killers tick? Now, a lot of people have come up with explanations over the years saying it's society's fault, it's the violent we do against fault, it's the parents' fault, blah 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 blah. Well, in some cases, yes, the parents don't do a very good job of raising their kid. And they ignore the red flags, which is bad parenting, period. It doesn't matter if you're a good parent, you take care of your kid or not. If your kid's showing red flags, you acknowledge it. I was showing red flags, and my dad acknowledged it, and I said, well, Dad, I can admit I have some anger issues, but I'm not going to go and do something stupid like that, because it's not worth someone's life over my anger. It really isn't. And it certainly isn't worth my freedom either, so. And it's most definitely not worth ruining someone's life because of my anger, you know, as far as their family goes and whatnot. It just isn't worth it. This kind of thing attracts our morbid curiosity because it makes you wonder what makes them tick, and then you start reading their story and what they did, and it's just like, good God, some sick fucks here. Yeah. Oh, I'm out of coffee. I'll make some more. I accidentally pushed the medium coffee button instead of the small one, and my cup is now overflowing with coffee and spilling all over the place. Luckily, I find it spilling on my hand. So guess what? A slow clap for me. That was just intelligent. I wasn't paying attention. No. Now, I hate to bring religion up in any of these points of debates or my 2 cents, because I know there's some people who are going to make a stink about it on YouTube if they see this video and whatnot. But society does create killers, unfortunately. The patterns that I've seen over the years with people who do this kind of thing and get in trouble for it and get caught, and then their story comes out, and you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it does happen in our society. It happens not just in our society here in America, but all over the world. It happens. I lived in a town where a murder had happened, and I was a little kid then, a lot younger, and I knew the guy who did it, and his wife worked for my dad at my dad's photography studio. You know, the irony behind that is extremely ironic, but yeah. And sometimes, you know, it's not just, you know what I'm saying? So that's just a matter of they do it for shits and giggles, or they just do it because sometimes they're pissed off, you know? I can justify being angry, but I can't justify killing somebody because you're angry. It doesn't make any sense. It's interesting. I was watching the coffee cup fill up, and I'm like, is this gonna stop? I looked over and I pushed the medium button. I'm like, crap. Oh well. So you stop and examine from a philosophical standpoint, serial killers versus society versus whatever, and it gives you a freaking headache. It does me anyway. It's just like, oh my god, really? In fact, just recently we had a murder at the Casper College. You know what I'm saying? So I've lived through two tragedies in a town that I lived in. These are from completely different towns, but I felt so bad for the family and the victims. You know, it's really tragic. But the thing that concerned me is why they do it. You know, and I think that's on a lot of people's minds when they're dealing with a murderer or a serial killer or some crazy lunatic who shoots up a school or whatever. The number one question is why they do it. And out of the anger and hostility and they're thinking why they do it, they start coming up with their own rational explanation. And with that, they start blaming guns, the mass media, the parenting, whatever they can think of, you know. The easiest solution to it, but 9 times out of 10, their blame is misguided in the wrong direction. They should be blaming the person who did it, not, oh, the gun did it, or the parents, or whatever. So, you know, what's wrong with the comment in my last video? It's saying that sometimes the parents are good parents, the kids are just crazy assholes. Okay? The thing is, though, like I said, if you're a parent and your son or daughter is showing red flags and you're not acknowledging them, and before you know it, it's too late, and they go off and do something stupid and crazy. And then what? You know, you go through the parent that has to deal with the other parents, the victims of the parents, and the parents of the victims, excuse me. You have to want to look them in the eye and say, I'm sorry, my son did this to you, or my daughter, you know what I'm saying? And you hate to be in that situation. So, that's bad parenting, period. So it's a two-way street on that, as far as parenting, creating killers goes. And of course, people who are thinking about doing it, and they see shit like this, they see shit like this on the news, and they see how it affects people, and they go, wow, if I kill somebody and it makes headline news, I could be like this. Oh. And then they think that's how they're gonna make their statement, because maybe they're angry because no one's listening, so they go off and they kill a bunch of people. Going back to what I said in my last video, if you have someone in your life that cares, it can mean a huge difference. You know, you don't have to go up to them and be like, oh my god, you're gonna kill a bunch of people? No, fuck that. Just be like, hey man, you're kind of depressed, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, showing someone that someone else cares, you know what I'm saying? It could mean a huge difference. So what makes killers tick? I can't give you a straight answer on that because I don't know. Each killer is different in the way they think. But oddly enough, they grow up with similar problems and similar stories. They're all linked to certain attributes that make them do it. But at the same time, you can't blame the making them do it parts on, like, their parents, because their parents didn't say, you need to go kill them and whatever, and not feel sorry about it. No, because then you're just blaming the mass media and the usual suspects at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You have to admit that responsibility lies 100% with the person who did it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, your son or daughter was showing red flags and you didn't acknowledge it. So the blame's kind of shifted here and there in certain areas. From a philosophical standpoint, I can give you those answers, what I think anyway. It doesn't mean they're correct. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. So. Damn good thing I have a lot of happiness in my ashtray right now. I'm out of cigarettes. It sucks. Oh, people come over and have a couple cigarettes, and sometimes they don't smoke them all the way down, so that's convenient for me anyway, because I'm like, oh, so I'm off to happy. Sweet. Now, I've wanted to express the serial killer inside me. I don't do so through actually doing it. I'd much rather express it in my music, or I play a violent video game. It's a healthy outlet for me to get rid of my stress or bitch about it on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So, I can understand how they feel, and I understand how they think. Just because I understand how they think doesn't make me one. Because in order to be one, I have to actually do it. You get what I'm saying? And I never do it, you know what I'm saying? I never kill anybody. Nor what I want to. Doesn't mean the thought doesn't cross my mind from time to time. And the thing is, too, you know, people say, well, that's just fucked up, Saunders. Well, here's the thing. Who among us hasn't had that urge to want to kill somebody at one point, like, because we're that pissed off? We're all killers, man. Believe it or not. Whether it be done in self-defense, fighting for our freedom, or for shits and giggles, we're all killers. So sit there and prosecute someone for doing it, you know? I mean, like, shoot them like shit. It's like, it's kind of hypocritical. But there's reasons why people do it. You know, it's to protect their family from home intruders. That's one thing, but or to fight for our freedom overseas and the war we're having right now. That's one thing. But to justify it by doing it because you get off on it, you know, and then going as far as to cut the corpses up, eat them, or fuck the corpses and then cut them and eat them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? At some point, there's a line, and sometimes people cross it. Anyway, this is King Cobra JFS with another video. I thank y'all for watching this video, this intellectual discussion I had here. Again, I don't claim this all to be fact. I'm just sharing with you my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.